Welcome to WFPC Podcasting, your local source for the heart and history of Pike County, Indiana. And now, here's your host, Randy Harris.
Our second WFPC podcast featured Pike County Economic Development Director Ashley Polen Willis. That was in early last summer. Ashley is a local product who is always working to keep us up with the competition. Ashley, welcome back. Ashley, you are the very first guest to come back for a second time for WFPC Podcasting. You're special.
Thanks for having me back.
Thanks for coming back. glad we didn't run you off after the first one.
I'm back. I'm here and I'm back.
So that's been about six, seven. That's the key phrase these days. It's been 6-7 months.
Yeah.
You've got a lot going on.
We do have a lot going on, and that's I wanted to take you up on the invitation because we do have a lot of different public engagements that are open for the public right now. So I want to take the opportunity and highlight those.
So we need to get our notepads out and
mark
the calendar.
Mark the calendar. We can hopefully do links after whenever this is published. But you've had a really, since I was one of your first. You
and Randall Hedden were the first two. I think
you've had a growing audience.
It is really, really fun to watch it grow.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think I've enjoyed watching the podcast or listening to it and just see different guests that you've had too. So it's been fun.
It's all Pike County.
Yeah. And it's good news, it's information. There's some things like I didn't know about that or this. And so,
you turn on a news program and it's just depressing. And this like you say, it's good news. It's fun.
Yeah. Things people need to know.
Yep. Yeah. And it's all Pike County.
That's right.
We're for Pike County.
Love that.
You're for Pike County.
Every day.
You've been doing this a few turns around the sun. You grew up here.
Yep.
You're a local product, and
I'm raising my girls here.
You got a husband with a business. You got 3 girls.
Yeah.
That you're bringing through the system.
Yeah.
And it's a great life.
And it's a good place to live.
We're all blessed, aren't we?
We are.
We don't realize it, and we get frustrated. But compare us to any other place in the world, and I'll take this.
I agree, and I think it really opened my eyes when I was able to travel and see other places. Go to a big city. It's nice to visit, but I'm always ready to come back home. I think home, Pike County, it's a safe place to live. It's there's just that small community, but you feel.
I think we still appreciate Jesus here. We still have.
We
God
have so many great faith
understand.
leaders here.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what are some of the events that you've got coming up that you need public input with?
Well, let me get started. Okay. So like I said, we have lots of opportunities for the public to engage with us right now. And I'm going to go in order. Our first one, and you've probably heard our Buffalo Trace Trail project. That's going to be a 2.5-mile trail extension, multi-use trail. So it's going to be wide enough for pedestrians, for walkers, runners, and bicyclists. So, and e-bikes as well. I've been asked that question. But we have an open house that's for the public. And we also sent out mailers to any potential landowner that may be impacted by the project, because we definitely want to reach out to them. So this public open house will be February 19th from 4 o'clock to 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time at the Bookta Technology Center, the Blue Lego building. I think we covered that in our last.
That was our first meeting.
Yeah, our first one. But it will be there, and we're going to have the engineering team with VS Engineering there to answer those technical questions. Because I'm not an expert in NDOT, highway, right of way and all of those setbacks and things. So they will be there. They're going to have large exhibits there. So you can go up and see exactly where the route would be. They've been doing field work, survey work. And so that's been pretty well finished. And so now it's time to talk to the landowners. The next step will be right-of-way acquisition. So I want to be able to have this public meeting and information before that information goes out.
So let's back up.
Yeah.
And even if people do not live along that route,
Yeah.
but it's part of their community, you want their feedback.
Yeah, they're welcome to come, and they can see exactly where the route's going. They can ask questions.
Where pick one end. Where does it start?
I say the best place to start is by the historic bridge that's by the car wash and Huck's.
People refer to that as the Charger Bridge.
Yes.
Correct?
Do they still refer to it as a Charger Bridge?
Probably not. Before that, we called it the Bob King Bridge.
Yeah.
But that was just
kind
of a joke.
So the Charger Bridge there that's...
by Me Patio.
Yes, it's across from Me Patio. So I'd say right there along the railroad track is where this trail will start, because it's going to connect the 5-mile fitness path to Hornady Park and extend on out to Pride's Creek Park. So
Draw a map for us.
all right, so it's going to start there at the historic bridge across from Me Patio. It's going to follow parallel to the railroad track to Illinois Street. So it's going that general direction. It will go behind the trash and recycle site, and then it will meet Illinois Street and follow parallel to Illinois Street, and it will go to Mosaic Church, and it's going to cross the road to the Little League Park at that point. So then at the Little League Park, you'll stay on that side of the road on Illinois Street and go to the intersection, the stoplight, across from the hardware store. And then there will be an NDOT pedestrian crossing to the other side of the highway. And we'll stay on that side of the highway till it gets to Pride's Creek Road.
So you're going to you're taking several. You're taking 56. You're taking 57, and you're taking 61. You've got 3 state roads involved. Plus you've got Illinois Street,
Yes.
which is a connector.
It is. But Illinois Street has not had any safe pedestrian trails, sidewalks, anything. So I think that's going to be a big benefit, because we always see folks walking up and down Illinois Street. So I think that will be a real positive.
Great.
Yeah. So.
And the purpose behind this is fitness, community.
Yes, we want to increase healthy living, but also it was a safety aspect as far as Illinois Street's concerned. When we applied for the grant, so the grant was a $5 million grant through the Pike County Community Foundation. They applied to Lilly Gift 8 in this project. So it's $5 million. And through that process, we had every business owner along Main Street and the healthcare office signed a letter of support to say that we need some type of safe walking area along Illinois Street, because they see it, at all hours of the day and night.
You're going to have some markers. You're going to have some artwork.
Yep.
Tell us about that.
So we've had, we worked with IU Center for Rural Engagement, and then now our engineering folks to help us iron that out further. So we're going to have some art installations along the trail. One will be at the trash site, more of a wraparound, because the trash site is very functional. We can't lose it by any means, but we wanted to add some art with historic value to it. So we're looking at some type of covering around it that would have either buffalo or different historic landscapes of Pike County that would go around on each side of the trash site. So think the Wabash Erie Canal, mining, agriculture, but the actual Buffalo Trace Trail itself. So a lot of those things.
So in case somebody is new and not familiar with the history, we have a Buffalo Trace Festival.
Yes.
We have this Buffalo Trace Trail. explain to us why Buffalo Trace? What does that mean to this area?
So the Buffalo Trace actually went through Petersburg, and it was a main connection for a lot of southern Indiana. And so that's really what it symbolizes to us as part of that history. But it also was then used for transportation routes later as well.
And parts of that became known as the Lincoln Trail because that was part of the trail that was already trampled down by the buffaloes that the Lincolns used to get to Illinois.
Well, I didn't know all that, so that's good.
But that's good. And I think French Lick was somewhat based off of the Lick salts.
Oh yeah.
Buffalo.
I see.
And it just kind of moved west.
Yep. So I think that's a piece of our history that went through Petersburg.
And Sandy Macbeth is going to watch this, and she's going to say, "Randy, no, that's." But anyway,
she should probably educate us all on more of the history.
You fact check me on this, but I think that's always been my understanding.
Yeah. So that's one of our pieces, and then they'll have some more that will be baseball, softball themed near Little League Park, and then we'll have a trail identification marker near the stoplight near the hardware store that will say Buffalo Trace Trail. So.
And how does this get you into the golf course? Park?
It'll take you on as you are driving to the golf course. It'll stay on the left side of the road, Pride's Creek Road, and then it'll take you on into Pride's Creek. So
into Pride's Creek and the golf course.
Yes, you can access either.
Okay.
So, but the trail will stop at a certain point. Like the trail won't go throughout those.
The park.
No.
Just get you to it.
It gets you to it. That's right.
Isn't that great?
I think it's great. And I think walkability is important. I think a lot of our young people, like I know people from my class that haven't came back home. They went to college, they graduated, they got great jobs. But they live in communities where walkability is important, where they can get downtown, they can get to their home, they can get to all these places easily. And I think that's a very attractive amenity for them. And so I see that being an important factor as we look to bring home our Pike Central alumni.
Well, and the mayor and the city had a push on the other end of town out toward Walnut Hills, and that's been very helpful. You see a lot of walkers out there.
Yes, you do. And you have subdivisions out there too, with a lot of people that are coming
and it's growing.
It is, and it's good. Mm-hmm. So that is the Buffalo Trace Trail. While we are talking about the trail, we do have a pre-construction survey that is open. We're probably going to keep that open for a couple months. We will then, once construction is complete, we'll also do a post-construction survey too. So just provide honest feedback. If you currently exercise along this route, great. If not, that's fine too. And then we'll see if it increases after construction.
Okay, so they've got time. This is actually airing Friday. We're taping this a couple days ahead of schedule, but so we can get this information out.
Fantastic. I appreciate it.
And if people are sitting there making their notes, jotting up their calendar, and they want more, can they call Trista? Can they call you? Can they stop by the Book to Center?
Yep. You can do all that. So you can give me a call. You can always call the text center or email. So I answer all the above, or you can text me. So my work number is 812-354-2271. Or you can email me at Ashley, ASHLEY, at PikeCountyGrowth.com.
Very good.
So yeah, appreciate that. And then we have another exciting public engagement meeting. It's our annual meeting that Pike County Economic Development Corporation does with the Pike County Chamber of Commerce. And I wanted to highlight that because that'll be Friday, March 6th, 2026. And it's super exciting this year. It's always a great event. But this year it's at the brand new, they just had their ribbon cutting last weekend, High Banks Event Center in Algiers.
Oh my.
It's going to be fun.
A lot of people are going to want to take this opportunity to see that.
I hope so. I hope we draw a few people out, a few new faces. They can see this beautiful state-of-the-art facility. Jess and Grant Adams have done a beautiful job.
Wonderful.
Beautiful job. And then learn something, maybe something that Pike County Economic Development is doing in the chamber. So tickets are on sale. The tickets are $30 per person, and that includes dinner. And then we will have, for fun, we always want to have a fun activity with that. And so we're going to also have some trivia. So we'll have some Pike County trivia and some other fun trivia.
Will you ask us about the original High Banks?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Will you ask us about the Buffalo Trace?
Maybe. We're going to have a Pike County specific session. Whichever table you sit at, though, is your trivia team. So pick your tables wisely. So anyways, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. But that is March 6th.
Okay.
And while I am on it.
So they've got their calendars out. They're writing down February 19th. They're writing down March 6th. What's the next date?
The other thing on the annual meeting, so this is for public comment as well. We do the annual business of the year and the annual nonprofit of the year. And those are for anyone to share. It's on Jot form. It's online. So you can nominate a business of the year. So think any new business that has invested in the community, created any new full-time jobs, that's made a good positive impact in the community, or the nonprofit. You could do both, but the new a nonprofit that is making a positive difference and impact in the community, and nominate those as well. So, but share that feedback as you fill out that Jot form information online. So, and that's all available. We have a QR code you can scan. We've tried to make it as simple as we can. So we'll also be sharing those that were nominated and those awards at the annual meeting.
Great.
So
perfect.
Yeah. And are we ready for the next things?
Yes.
Next few things? Okay, so
I'm still processing the annual meeting, and how many people do you usually have at the annual meeting? 100, 150?
We had about 160 last year. And we held it at the Petersburg Elementary School. And so this year, because it is at High Banks, we do expect to see an uptick. So we're anticipating hopefully 200.
Great.
So
great. And you've got plenty of room at High Banks.
Mm-hmm.
And that's County Road 575 West.
Oh,
or
hang on.
575 East. I'm sorry.
I have it in my paperwork.
575 East off of 356.
Okay. You got it. But yes.
Okay. Well, great. Sounds exciting.
It will be.
Any speakers that night?
So to keep it, because we're going to have, I'll speak, of course, Jill Hindman with the Chamber will speak. And then we are going to have Jess Adams share a few details about the facility itself.
Great.
So, and then the rest is going to be trivia. We're trying to keep it more fun. We don't want to bore anyone to death.
Don't want to stretch it out 2 hours.
We don't want to do that.
Great.
So we're trying to make it.
Everybody is busy and have active lives, and
they are busy.
Yeah. So
they are busy.
You want to get them in, educate them, get them out.
Now, if they want to stay and socialize, that's fine because it's a beautiful place. But I think a lot more people want to see that place than hear me go on and on and on and on. Where's the coffee? You need coffee.
No. It's a joke. Okay, you've got other things going on that you need to tell us about.
So we also have some survey opportunities. One is with the Elmer Bookta Technology Center. Trista's heading that up with Ivy Tech. So Ivy Tech has class offerings at the Tech Center for adults. So we want to hear from you, individuals or companies specific, if you need training for adult learners Or if and this is collaboration with the school, if there's something else that's needed, fill out the survey, because we want to provide meaningful trainings that we need.
Give us some starter ideas. Just throw something out. I know years ago it was transitioning coal miners to different occupations.
So one that is being offered right now for free, it's equivalent to the GED when I was growing up. Now it's called Adult Basic Education. So if someone you know did not graduate with a high school diploma, they can and they can do this training for free at the tech center. So it's local. Ivy Tech puts it on for us, and all free. So someone can go through that program and have the equivalent of a high school degree. And hopefully our goal is that this provides these people with a higher wage at their place of employment. And so that's one example. Other types could be if there's a business class, if they need accounting classes, if they need something with marketing, if we need to do computer skills. We've had some responses already. Some have said basic computer skills. And then you've had some that are higher tech as well that might want coding. So literally the sky's the limit. But if you are an employer in the community that might need something like robotics or something like that, tell us.
You have a specific need for your business or industry.
Yes. We want to be your partner and help you keep your employees local and help them grow.
And here's a resource.
We want to be a resource. Ivy Tech is a great partnership for them to be a resource too. So,
right.
Yeah.
We're going to pay a couple of bills right here, and I'm going to look away from you, and I think Dylan's going to run some tape. But we want to welcome you to 6643 East County Road 450 North. That's actually in Gibson County. It's got a Hazleton address, but it's near Wheeling, and this home is a perfect combination of log and stone with a large pole barn and pond on 7 acres in the country near Wheeling. It's about 20 minutes from Toyota. The layout includes a large kitchen, living room, dining room with half bath on the main floor, 3 beds upstairs with a full bath. The walkout basement includes a half bath that could easily be turned into a full bath. Call Randy Harris, Harris Real Estate, 812-380-1065.
We'll be right back. But first, let's take a minute to hear from our sponsors.
This is Kyle Hathaway with Hathaway Excavating and Rock Yard. We have the equipment and crew to take care of your earth moving needs, septic installs, and digging out what you need dug out. We also deliver rock, and we maintain and pump septics. We're just a couple miles away. Call Hathaway Excavating at 812-582-2646.
And when you wash your car or vehicle on a regular basis, there are many advantages. You're easier to see, you preserve the life of your vehicle, help maintain its value, protect its paint, prevent corrosion, and it just looks better. It only takes 6 quarters or your credit card to get it started. Stop by Petersburg Car Wash today. Petersburg Car Wash, home of the springtime yellow Mustang. 401 South 9th Street, Petersburg. Thanks to you, our audience, WFPC Podcasting is growing. Since the first episode was launched May 28th, 80,000 views, including full episodes and social media views, have come in, and it's growing. People are coming back and watching the original programs for the first time. We appreciate you. If you have a business or product that you would like to advertise, and if we're a good fit for each other, contact us, 812-354-2006. Thanks again for watching. So, Ashley, what's next? What else do you have coming up that people need to know about?
This really wraps up where we have for the public engagement at the moment. So we've been working hard.
You've been busy. You are perpetual motion, and your mind is always turning, trying to think of different things for Pike County. What is different? What has changed? What's grown since the last time you were here in early summer? I think this was late May is when you actually stopped in.
Probably. So looking at 2025, so we always try to close out the year and try to reflect, where did we grow? Where do we need to try to improve on for the next year? And it was a new administrative year for state and federal government. And so there's always changes. Some programs are shifted, some are renamed, some are just changed and new are put in place. So I feel right now, 2025, while we just weren't sure what was going to happen, I feel like we came out strong in 2025. So we've reviewed some of our numbers and we put these out online. Sorry, I'm going to go to my notes here so I don't misquote myself. We, for business attraction purposes, we still did very well. We had 36 new prospects. We have at least 5 that are ongoing from last year to this year. Do you have a question?
When you showed me that pie chart, wow, that's impressive. Is there a chance you can get a copy of that pie chart to Dylan where he can throw that up while we're talking?
Yeah. We can do that, and it's out there online too, so anyone can go visit our site, our social media sites too. So, and I guess I should back up. So any new business that's looking to expand, relocate, build a new business, we call them prospects. So we had 36 inquiries for prospect submissions, and that whenever you're doing that, you're really not only submitting the site, but you're walking them through. We have water, we have wastewater, we have electricity, we have natural gas, we have fiber internet, all of these things, and we have a pro-growth community. And that's really important to share all that information with these potential new businesses. Now, I say all that because on the new administration, because a lot of times businesses that are looking to expand, they're testing the waters, really. They're trying to see, are there any new programs that are going to come out that may benefit them in the future? So they may not make a quick decision. They may test the waters as far as what sites are available, and they may just be quiet for a little bit. And so I say we have at least 5 prospects that we know of coming into 2026, because the others may be waiting to reach back out, follow up. We sure hope there's more, right? And then you have new that keep coming. So, so it was a good year. We did have site visits with multiple, just under 10, and then assistance to new businesses, and these are new startups coming into Pike County, and that was 8 new startup businesses. And I say all of that to say that it really was a good year, because we have just actually over $19.9 million in new capital investments that's coming in this year in 2026 that are non-energy related investments. And that's important.
Wow. That sounds big. Can you explain any more of that, or are we still waiting to see how that materializes?
Yeah, on the 19.9, some of it is related to infrastructure and housing development. Some of them have not fully been announced, so I'm not going to go into probably too further details, but I think just for your growing audience and just information, our community is growing, and this is positive. This is very positive to see, to be able to put numbers to paper.
And it's a hard economy right now.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, there are signs we're getting better, but gee, we're digging out of a hole.
Right. Yeah.
So it pinches on people right now. I see it.
Right.
I'm part of it.
I know.
It's just that's where we are today.
It is. But we've been going strong, and that's part of it. We're preparing for 2026 to be another strong year and come out stronger.
Well, great.
Yeah. So, and as we look at 26, just to go over, how are we doing on time? We okay?
We're fine.
Okay. As we look at 26, we're going to support the ongoing projects we have. And we're going to be closing out some projects and moving on to the next phase of them or whatever the case may be. But you're going to continue to see more infrastructure development, and that is important. I know the general public, they want to see the gas stations. They want to see the Chick-fil-A's and the Cracker Barrels and the Buc-ee's and everything. And I want all of that too. But one thing that is really important is to be able to confidently have the needed utility infrastructure in place. And we can say that. We have the water capacity, we have the wastewater, and all of that is you have to take steps 1 and 2 before you take step 3. And the infrastructure is very expensive. And so the interstate area is really, it's ready for development in that regard. And a lot of your interchanges that you go up and down I-69, they're not all quite as ready as us. And so I feel very optimistic about where we're at.
Compared to our neighbors, and basically we're competing against our neighbors right now.
We are. It's an economic development. It's a very competitive arena. I mean, you're competing against your neighbors. You're competing against other people all over the state. You may be competing against every state in the Midwest. So it's very competitive.
And some things, a Buc-ee's, we're probably a long way from being a fit for a Buc-ee's.
Yeah, I laugh when people say Buc-ee's because Buc-ee's takes, while I love to stop at a Buc-ee's just like everyone else, and they have the cleanest restrooms, but they take up a lot of employees. And right now,
we don't
have a lot of...
Nobody has that.
No. But we usually have to be by really close to be able to draw the employees.
One of my first experiences 30-something years ago when I was mayor, and I just started prospecting all these different companies, and that was part of my daily routine. One of them was 7-Eleven, and they kind of laughed at me. And they said, "How many people are you?" And they said, "We expect to have that many people within a block."
Right.
Or whatever that parameter was,
and that's what we
they
hear
said.
on.
We're going to be in downtown Chicago. We're not going to be in rural Indiana.
Yeah, and we've had, the convenience stores that have shown interest out at Petersburg, which is great. We're so glad that they're starting to have interest. Is they need their traffic count to increase, and I think we are seeing it increase, and I think we'll continue to see that increase with all the now that we're connected fully to Indianapolis, and then
So you're saying the 69 traffic count is important?
The 69 traffic count, which is a variable that you nor I can control. So that's so there's so many variables that we can't control by ourselves, but the pieces are being put in place so that everything is moving in a good direction.
Great.
Yeah.
What else do we have to talk about?
Let's see. What else? What else should we share?
We've got a good 5 minutes left if you need it. Where are we going beyond 2026? It's hard to predict, isn't it?
It is hard to predict. Where do you want to go beyond 2026?
To me, this is, as we mentioned in the beginning, best place on earth to live. And we want opportunities for our kids, your kids, my kids, to come back here if they so choose to have decent opportunities and good lives and good school system to help them grow and mature and live that dream.
Yeah. Beyond 2026, I would love to say we have our big a new anchor industry here. I want us to have our growing, thriving neighborhoods.
But what I always understood is that our growth came not from one big company, but from a bunch of little ones.
Yeah.
If we can maintain those.
Right. And we do, I agree with that. But I think right now you're seeing technology evolve and the rush for AI, and how does that impact our world?
How are we keeping up with
Right.
that?
Yeah. And so what are data centers? How would they impact our futures? And I think that's something that we're researching for sure. I know that I'm learning a lot on electricity demand, on water demand.
Are we going to see coal make a comeback?
That's a good one. If I had a crystal ball, I think the question is, yeah, I think coal may have a comeback. I don't know if all the companies are gonna
Prepared for it.
Yeah, because it seems like it's a.
They've been convinced for the last so many years that we need to move to these alternatives. I've just always wondered, are the alternatives going to sustain that growing industry?
Well, is it because you have the natural gas too, and then you also have the small modular nuclear reactors that is coming. I mean, there's legislation in the State House for that, for nuclear. And what I've also learned, one of our major asset employers is Crane Naval Base, and our subs have been powered by nuclear energy for the last 20 years.
Right.
And it is safe technology, but I'm like, okay, if it's safe,
It's not Chernobyl.
yeah, if it is that safe, why aren't we using it as a potential solution for our electric needs that we have today?
And if that happens, everything's going to change.
Right. Now, as Pike County is an energy community,
Always have
and
been.
we are power generation, and how does that impact us? I think I'm definitely here for it. I want to support all of our energy assets, but I think it's going to take time to research and time to educate what are these other power energy sources. And then policy changes. I mean, policy changes don't happen overnight, and there's regulations with our utilities. So
It's exciting.
it is exciting. It's ever changing, but it's exciting.
Everything's ever changing. Ashley, we so appreciate you coming in and let us know how we can help and continue to make Pike County an even better place.
Thank you, Randy.
You're welcome.
Thanks for the time.
Thanks for joining us for this program of WFPC Podcasting. The program is brought to you by Harris Real Estate, Hathaway Excavating and Rock Yard, and Petersburg Car Wash. Please like the podcast and share with your friends so more people can hear about WFPC. You may find WFPC Podcasting on our website, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you listen to your favorite media. Join us next Friday for another WFPC podcast exploring the people, information, and news right here in Pike County. See you next week.
Thanks for watching WFPC Podcasting, your local source for the heart and history of Pike County, Indiana. From back roads to town centers, we bring you the voices, stories, and news that shape our community. Join us on this journey through the past, present, and future of Pike County, Indiana. Tune in next week for the next episode of WFPC Podcasting.